Before we get started, we wanted to remind you that all proceeds from our channel are donated to charity. Please help us help others by giving us a thumbs up, commenting, or subscribing to our channel. Your support makes a difference. Thinking about booking a Haven suite on Norwegian Escape, or just curious what makes these suites special? In this video, we'll take you on a full room tour of the aft-facing Haven penthouse, followed by the Haven exclusive perks that mattered most to us. Then we'll share our favorite cabin hacks and items we brought that really made a difference, plus a few important things to know if you travel with medical devices like a CPAP, or have other special cabin setup needs. And finally, we'll break down how much this cabin costs compared to a few other stateroom options, and whether we think it's worth the splurge. Today we're taking a look at stateroom 12306, the Haven aft-facing penthouse with master bedroom and balcony. While this suite is technically located outside the main Haven complex, it's still part of the Haven experience and comes with full access to all of the exclusive spaces and perks. Tucked away at the aft of the ship, far from the busy, high-traffic areas, this stateroom offers a quieter, more private retreat, and as you'll see, it's something truly special. Let's take a look inside. This stateroom offers approximately 420 square feet of living space, including a separate living room and bedroom and 2 bathrooms, plus a spacious aft balcony, which we'll show you later. One thing we loved about this cabin is how private it feels, not just because of its location at the back of the ship, but also thanks to the angled foyer, which keeps most of the suite tucked out of sight from the hallway. This suite includes a separate sitting area with a dining table where you can enjoy complimentary in-suite dining from the Haven restaurant. Since you're in the Haven, delivery fees are waived and the crew can bring breakfast, lunch, or dinner right to your table or on your balcony. There's also a comfortable sofa and reading chair positioned across from a flat-screen television. While it's functional, we did think the TV felt a little dated compared to what we've seen on some other cruise lines. It's something Norwegian could refresh in future refurbishments. The sofa does convert into a double bed, so this room can sleep up to 4 guests comfortably, ideal for families or even 2 couples sharing the space. There's a sliding door that leads out to the balcony, but we're saving that view for later in the tour. Just off the foyer, there's a full bathroom with a well-lit vanity space, upgraded linens, and L'Occitane toiletries, plus a walk-in shower. It's a great addition if someone is using the fold-out couch, if you have guests, or if you just appreciate the convenience of a second bathroom separate from the main suite. Next to the dining table, you'll find a compact bar area with an espresso machine, barware, and ample cabinetry. Your butler will replenish coffee pods, tea, and snacks daily or more often if needed. The mini fridge is small but efficient, easily large enough for medications that need refrigeration or even a couple bottles of wine. And yes, Norwegian does allow you to bring your own wine on board, though there is a corkage fee unless you have the beverage package. The bedroom in this Haven suite is a completely separate space with a privacy door, a great feature if you're traveling with others and want a quiet place to relax. The beds can be configured as a king or 2 twins, and the upgraded linens are noticeably more comfortable than what we've had in regular balcony staterooms. On each side of the bed, there's a nightstand with a lamp and directional reading light. There are no USB outlets next to the bed or anywhere else in the cabin. You'll find US-style outlets at the floorboard behind each nightstand, as well as another US outlet behind the phone at table level. But outlet access really depends on which side of the bed you sleep on. You may find that you don't have an outlet, or your floor outlet is occupied by the phone. This setup is worth calling out because we've heard from other cruisers, especially those who use CPAP machines, that they've had to request an extension cord. It's best to request one in advance by calling the NCL Accessibility Assistance line. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. Personally, we always like to be prepared when it comes to charging devices, especially since cruise ship staterooms don't always have as many outlets as you'd hope. We usually travel with a universal travel adapter that includes both USB-A and USB-C ports, which makes it easy to charge multiple devices at once. It's one of our favorite travel essentials, not just for cruises, but also for international hotels. On board, it works perfectly with either the US or European-style outlets you might find in your stateroom. One plus, There's over 13 inches of clearance under the bed, so you can easily store your luggage there. At the foot of the bed, there's a second flat-screen TV, though like the one in the living area, it's definitely showing its age. There are also drawers, cabinets, and the safe, though accessing these while seated on the bed is a little tight due to the limited space. The safe isn't large enough for a laptop, but it works for passports, wallets, and small electronics. Actual closet space in the bedroom is very good. There are 2 closets on one side of the bed, each with ample shelves and full-length hanging space. You'll find umbrellas here, but we actually prefer to carry our own compact NURPS umbrellas in our day bags. They're easier to manage than the oversized ones provided. They've been all over the world with us. There's a small vanity table near the balcony door that includes both a US and European outlet, and this is where the blow dryer is located. It's hardwired to this spot in the cabin. The vanity features a built-in unlit mirror as well as a lighted magnifying mirror. Another thing that made the space more functional was a suction cup magnifying mirror we stuck to the window for better natural light, and like our travel adapter, we will put a link to it here and in the description below. The main bathroom is located just off the private bedroom and feels spacious and well appointed. You'll find 2 sinks, a well-lit vanity, and plenty of shelf and drawer space for storage. One side of the vanity features a soaking tub, and on the other side is a separate commode and shower setup. The shower includes a fixed shower head, handheld wand, and body jets, plus there's a retractable clothesline, something handy if you want to wash a few things during your cruise since complimentary laundry service isn't included with this cabin. You'll also notice the upgraded Haven towels, plush robes, and L'Occitane toiletries that give the bathroom a luxurious, elevated feel. Now you may notice there isn't a door to the bathroom. That's because it would have conflicted with the entry layout or the shower, so instead there's a heavy drape for privacy. If you're someone who likes to leave a light on in the bathroom at night, that drape doesn't block all the light from spilling into the bedroom. A small nightlight works great here. You can leave the drape open a bit for just the right glow. And it comes in handy again outside because the balcony is somewhere you're going to want to spend a lot of time. So let's take a look. From the dock, you can really see how private these aft-facing balconies are, and when we looked down from above, it was clear no one can see onto your balcony from higher decks. There are 2 separate entrances to the balcony, one sliding glass door off the living room, and another swinging door off the bedroom. Our balcony felt incredibly spacious, peaceful, and private. Positioned at the back of the ship, you're naturally shielded from wind, even while sailing, and you get that uninterrupted view of the ship's wake, a view we never get tired of. And since the corner of the balcony wraps around, you get a view off the side of the ship as well. There's a full dining table with 4 cushioned rattan chairs and 2 generously sized chaise lounges. You can even request to have your room service served out here. During our downtime, this was hands down our favorite place to relax. Whether we were sipping coffee in the morning, enjoying a sunset, or dining al fresco, this balcony gave us everything we dream of on a cruise. Honestly, we preferred it even more than time spent in the Haven courtyard. It's worth noting that balcony sizes can vary depending on which deck your suite is on. Ours was definitely one of the larger ones. If having more outdoor space is important to you, speak with a trusted travel advisor to help you choose the right location for your needs. And just a tip, if you're considering a Haven suite at the front of the ship, be prepared for more wind exposure while sailing. That's not something you'll have to worry about back here. You will have to walk toward the front of the ship to get to the Haven location, but this balcony made it all worthwhile. Now that we've mentioned it, let's get into the Haven amenities that we found most important to us. We've already pointed out most of the room-specific perks along the way, like the Nespresso machine, L'Occitane toiletries, upgraded bed linens and towels, and that plush robe waiting for you. But the Haven experience goes well beyond the room itself. Here's a look at the other Haven perks that mattered most to us. This isn't a complete list, but these are the ones that truly made a difference in our experience on the Norwegian Escape. With over 4,200 passengers on board, It's no surprise that the ship can feel crowded, especially during sea days or around popular dining times. That's exactly why these perks stood out the most to us. While our balcony was our favorite private retreat on the ship, having access to the Haven area gave us another peaceful escape when the rest of the ship felt especially crowded. The entire Haven is keycard access only, which truly creates a sense of exclusivity. It gave us room to enjoy the cruise without constantly weaving through crowds or searching for a quiet spot. The space is larger and more open than our balcony, but still never felt busy or overrun. The Haven Lounge and bar area became one of our go-to spots for a relaxed drink and good conversation. It was easy to meet other Haven guests and enjoy a glass of wine or a cocktail without having to wander the ship or fight for a seat at a crowded bar. Having our own restaurant with no lines and attentive service meant we could eat when we wanted and avoid the crowds at the buffet or main dining rooms entirely. This alone made a huge difference and was something that we used more than once every day. Another one of our absolute favorite perks was the private sundeck and courtyard. You know that we swim for exercise, and even on the most crowded sea days, we always found the opportunity to swim or grab a chair, shade, and quiet. No need to wake up early to beat the chair hogs or fight for a spot near the main pool. Priority embarkation and disembarkation made everything smoother, from check-in to port days. We bypassed the long lines at embarkation and tender ports, which gave us more time to relax and enjoy the ship instead of waiting around. For evening entertainment, we had two great options. We could arrive early and be escorted to any seat we wanted, or show up closer to showtime and still have a reserved seating area waiting for Haven guests. Either way, we never had to stress about lines or crowds. Our butler and concierge were incredible. They handled dinner reservations, got us prime last-minute seating on the waterfront, escorted us to shows and ports, and were always available when we needed anything. That kind of personal attention really elevated the trip. But beyond just those roles, the entire crew throughout the ship, and especially in the Haven, made our cruise feel truly special. The service was warm, consistent, and always exceeded expectations. We mentioned a few handy items during the tour, but now we want to share some of our go-to essentials. Things we bring on every cruise to make life easier, no matter the ship or cabin. After that, we'll also cover a few suggestions that may help travelers who need a little extra assistance, based on our experience cruising with family members who've had medical challenges. First, as we mentioned before, we each brought one of these adapters and put them to good use in this cabin. We use one behind the phone on one side of the bed and the other at the vanity near the balcony. While a basic charging block with USB ports would work, we prefer this adapter because it's so versatile. We always keep them in our bags for both domestic and international travel, so we're ready for hotels and cruise ships alike. A bonus in this cabin, using the European outlet at the vanity freed up the US plug for hair tools. It's a small item that makes managing devices on board much easier. As we mentioned earlier, we also brought along a suction cup magnifying mirror. It was especially useful for getting better lighting near the balcony doors or anywhere else in the cabin where we needed a little extra help. Nightlights were another must. We travel with rechargeable motion-sensing lights that can also be switched to always on. Not only were they useful in the bathroom at night, but we also used them on the balcony to create soft, relaxing lighting after dark. Just a quick reminder, laundry services aren't included with this level of cabin. However, you can ask your butler to help arrange pressing or laundry through the ship's paid service. You can also request an ironing board if you'd rather take care of a few wrinkles yourself. We usually bring along laundry detergent sheets to hand wash a few items in the sink. They're easy to pack, and you can even cut them into smaller pieces to use just the right amount. Another staple we pack is a bottle of Downy Wrinkle Releaser Spray. It's great for freshening up clothes and relaxing wrinkles without needing to re-iron. After spraying, we like to attach a pants hanger to the bottom of the garment while it dries. That little bit of weight helps stretch the fabric and smooth out creases even more. Magnetic hooks are a cruise staple for us, but in this particular cabin they didn't stick well to most surfaces. The only spot they worked reliably was on the back of the entry door, where we did hang a couple of hats. So in this suite, they weren't really necessary. For touring, we brought along two of our tried-and-true travel staples, The Travelon Classic Messenger bag is lightweight, secure, and keeps us organized on excursions. With locking zippers and RFID protection, it's great for crowded areas, and the adjustable /resistant strap is comfortable for all-day wear. Our Helly Hansen dry bag was perfect for rainy days or excursions near the water. It kept our electronics and valuables dry and rolled up small when not in use. If you or anyone in your group require any accessibility accommodations, here are a few tips. We like to bring this up because we have traveled with family members needing assistance before. Start by filling out Norwegian Cruise Line's online accessibility and medical request form as soon as you've booked, whether it's for mobility needs, medical equipment, or something else. If you're bringing a CPAP machine, for example, the form lets you request distilled water and an extension cord, though supplies can be limited. We recommend packing your own non-surge protected 15-foot 2-prong extension cord, which is useful not just on ships but also in hotels. If mobility is a concern, Norwegian's accessibility department can be helpful. We've traveled with family members who needed extra support, and it's best to work with a travel advisor who understands the process. On the Escape, there are accessible cabins in both the Haven and the rest of the ship, but they are limited and should be requested early. Our suite wasn't fully ADA accessible, but we appreciated the grab bars in the main bathroom and second shower. We also noticed some guests use toilet risers and shower stools, which NCL can provide if you ask in advance. A little preparation can go a long way toward a smoother, more comfortable cruise. We'll put a link to this NCL page in the show notes. If you're curious how much more it costs to stay in a Haven suite like this one, here's a quick comparison using online pricing for a 7-day Caribbean cruise in late May 2026 for double occupancy. Obviously, prices can change at any time, but you may find this helpful. A club balcony cabin, essentially an upgraded standard balcony, starts at around $1,670 per person. The entry-level suite in the Haven, a courtyard penthouse, is priced at approximately $3,719 per person. That's about a 123% increase over the club balcony, but it comes with exclusive access to the Haven's private restaurant, pool, sundeck, and more. The aft-facing Haven penthouse, which is the suite we stayed in, costs around $4,349 per person, about 17% more than the courtyard penthouse and 160% more than the club balcony. And in our opinion, it's not just about the Haven perks, it's the incredible wraparound balcony in this particular suite that really makes it special. You're paying for space, privacy, and panoramic views that are hard to beat in the Caribbean. So that brings us full circle, and by now, you can pretty much guess our opinion. We absolutely loved this cruise stateroom. The large space made it feel more like a hotel suite than a cruise cabin, and the peace and quiet of the Haven, especially on a ship with over 4,200 passengers, was incredible. But the real standout? That aft-facing balcony. It truly made the entire cost worthwhile. We spent so much time out there, whether it was morning coffee or sunset views, it became our favorite part of the cruise. Now, not every itinerary is ideal for balcony time, but for this 7-day Caribbean sailing in late May, it was perfect. We hope you enjoyed our full stateroom tour and breakdown of what mattered most to us. Be sure to check the video description below for links to our cruise essentials and any helpful resources we mentioned. Have you stayed in the Haven on Norwegian Cruise Line? We'd love to hear what you thought. Was it worth the splurge for you? Share your experience in the comments below. Your insights help fellow cruisers decide if the Haven is the right choice for them. Always remember to make meaningful and healthy travel happen, and we'll see you next time.